just any advice for him at all?
Just be healthy and do what you think you can do. It's a hard thing to do.
And to repeat history conversations, you must be prepared not just for the question, but for the answer that comes back.
As the boxing world braces for the explosive clash between living legend Manny Pacquiao and a world champion Mario Barrios, fighters from every corner of the sport are weighing in, and opinions are sharply divided. Some believe Pacquiao's speed, angles, and relentless pressure will be too much for Barrios to handle. Others think the Filipino icon is biting off more than he can chew against a younger, bigger, and fresher opponent. From Errol Spence Jr. to Sean Porter, the predictions are rolling in, and everyone's asking the same question: can the 46-year-old Pacquiao turn back the clock one more time, or will Barrios usher in a brutal changing of the guard?
Travis Hartman weighing in with Travis Hartman. I'm going to weigh in on the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios fight. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. Yes. Mario Barrios is a world champion. Yes. But I'm going to pick Manny Pacquiao. The southpaw from the Philippines, the Hall of Famer, the 8-division world champion. He is going to muster up enough from the past to come in here and beat Mario Barrios. And I'm going to roll with Manny Pacquiao for a decision over Mario Barrios in Vegas this Saturday on Amazon Prime pay-per-view. But also, Mario Barrios is going to pose a lot of threats versus Manny Pacquiao because he's a lot taller, he's a lot longer, and he's younger. And he's a world champion. It's for the WBC world title. Manny Pacquiao's first fight after being retired for 5 or 6 years now. And he chooses a world title fight. Manny Pacquiao by decision.
When boxing royalty speaks, the world listens, and Sugar Ray Leonard isn't counting out Manny Pacquiao. Reflecting on his own comeback, Leonard reminds us of the psychological battlefield athletes face returning from long retirements. In his words, you gotta get used to being hit. You gotta get used to being trained that hard at that level. It's more mental, more psychological than it is physical. You have to have that heart, that feeling. And you know what? Maybe he can do it. Maybe he knows the right thing to do.
Actually, I can't comment too harshly on that because I made more comebacks than everybody. I hold a record, undisputed. You know? Yeah. But you know what? Hey, do what you want to do, man. You know what, man? It's all up here and it's here. It's what you got. It's what you use. Again, there's no way to answer this, but stay healthy.
Drawing parallels with his 1987 return against Marvin Hagler, Leonard emphasizes that Pacquiao must harness unwavering mental discipline and emotional readiness. He warns that preparation isn't just about conditioning, it's about recalibrating one's mindset for the ring's brutal demands.
What kind of challenges he's going to face, having been a great fighter yourself and him comparable in career-wise? What kind of challenges do you think he's going to face, and any advice on him doing things a certain way that maybe you found you did a mistake or this and that, give or take?
You know what? When I came back that one horrible time, it was all me. It was my mindset. It was the way I felt like I believed I could win. I trained hard, but you know what? I won't do it again. You know what I mean? I won't do it again. But I can't tell someone don't do that. I made too many comebacks.
Mm-hmm. As for Manny, just any advice for him at all?
Just be healthy and do what you think you can do. It's a hard thing to answer.
Then there's Bernard B. Hopkins, the epitome of longevity in boxing. The oldest man ever to hold a world title, Hopkins sees traits in Pacquiao that mirror his own late career resurgence. Speaking to The Ring, he expressed firm belief, saying, "I'm rooting for Manny because I know if anyone can do it, it's him. I think Barrios is a B+. He has the speed. He has the experience to get the upset. As a matter of fact, Manny could beat him by decision. He won't get the stoppage."
If Pacquiao is successful, he will become tied with the record I set and broke from George Foreman as the oldest champion to win a major title in the light heavyweight division in boxing. That's there. Fact check it. Fact check it is there. That's your generation. Y'all fact check a lot. I got a daughter that's 26. So I got a nephews that's 18, 19, all between 17 and 30, all in between. They keep me up on game. They keep me up on all the fat check. So I'm letting you know. That's one of the reasons Pacquiao is coming out to do that. And other reasons too, but that's one of the majors.
Pacquiao mentioned in an interview that his return to the ring isn't driven by external pressure. Instead, it's a deeply personal rekindling of his first love. The world champion turned politician found himself adrift after stepping away in 2021, realizing that life without boxing was emptier than any public office. Reconnecting with daily routines, being interviewed, training camp drills, press events, sparring sessions reminded him of what he truly missed: the grind and the glory. After a 4-year layoff that allowed his body to rest, Pacquiao rediscovered not only his enduring athleticism, but more importantly, his passion for competition and camaraderie in the ring.
I'm coming back because, like I said, boxing is always my passion, and I miss boxing for how many years? All years I stopped boxing. I always thinking boxing, and even in my house I have a boxing ring, boxing gym, and I always work out every day, like playing basketball, playing badminton. So I really love exercise, and I really miss boxing.
How much of this comeback is about money, if at all?
No, the comeback. The reason why I come back is because I want to. I miss boxing. I mean, I want to be a champion again, and I can still that. In my heart, in my mind, I can still be a champion.
Pacquiao's bout against Mario Barrios on July 19, 2025, marks a significant chapter in the legendary Filipino boxer's career. At 46, Pacquiao's return to the ring after a 4-year hiatus has generated considerable buzz. However, his aspirations extend beyond this fight. If he emerges victorious against Barrios, Pacquiao is eyeing a high-profile showdown with WBA lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
Next, cry me a river, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Manny, when you beat Barrios, what's next? Are you going to fight Ryan Garcia, Haney, Lopez, Gervonta Davis? Are you ready to go through these fights?
One at a time.
But you want those guys.
We'll see.
If you feel good?
We'll see. I always, I cannot say after this I'm going to fight like that, but one at a time. After the fight, we can see, we can talk like.
According to Pacquiao's advisor, Sean Gibbons, the plan is to secure the WBC welterweight title and then pursue a dream fight with Davis. Gibbons emphasized that Pacquiao has been interested in facing Davis for several years and believes that after Davis's recent performance, the time might be right for such a matchup. Pacquiao himself has expressed willingness to fight Davis at 145 or 147 pounds, indicating his readiness for the challenge.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has a 6 to 7 fight deal with the PBC and Amazon for $200 million. That's like $30 million a fight, all right? He also has a fight date for November. El Rayo team has said they're not fighting this year, so he's not the guy. So the question is, who is the guy who is willing to fight Tank by November and could build the fight into a fight worth $30 million? Y'all must be out y'all minds if y'all think that Manny Pacquiao versus Gervonta "Tank" Davis isn't a huge fight. That'll probably be his biggest fight ever. Y'all know that's a big fight because the boxing fan today, they know Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. That's who they know.
Legendary Sugar Ray Leonard has also suggested boxing fans deserve to see Pacquiao Mayweather second. He insists the rematch isn't just about money. It's about legacy, history, and satisfying the sport's hungriest audience. People will watch it, he said, emphasizing how powerful the narrative and intrigue would be if two all-time greats faced off again. Leonard believes the bout could breathe new life into boxing, an event whose cultural and commercial impact would transcend typical pay-per-view spectacles.
Mayweather and Pacquiao. Would you be interested in seeing that rematch?
I mean, yeah. You're at a different stage in your life.
Yeah.
Spiritually, physically, mentally.
Right.
It can be a great fight.
Right.
Put it this way. It should be done.
It should be done.
It should be done.
It will help boxing in the sport. You think the sport needs it?
In a crazy way.
In a crazy way?
Yeah. I mean, put it this way. You know, and as much people say when he's 40 years old, people will watch it.
Manny's last fight, he looked phenomenal.
He looks phenomenal.
He looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Mayweather, the last one he fought a kickboxer. He fought, Conor McGregor. His last few fights were too.
Well, when he beat that guy from
the Asian guy. But it was a kickboxer. He was a kickboxer. He wasn't a professional boxer.
I think it's called Tommy Hearn.
However, boxing coach Abel Sanchez has noted that while Pacquiao's speed and reflexes may have declined, his punching power remains formidable. Sanchez referenced George Foreman's victory over Michael Moorer as an example of an older fighter still possessing knockout power, suggesting that Pacquiao could have a chance against Barrios.
Another fight that's coming up is Manny Pacquiao coming back to fight Mario Barrios for the world title. Obviously, Pacquiao's been out of the ring for 4 years. He's not had a victory for 6. What do you make of Pacquiao coming straight back into a world title fight?
Well, I think Manny's a great fighter, and I think Manny's got a great career behind him. I think he picked the lesser of the welterweight champions. I think he has a good chance of making it a good fight. Whether he can win or not at this stage, at this age, I should say, sometimes the mind tells you pull the trigger, but the body can't. So is it going to be that? He's, 46, 47 years old? Something like that? Yeah. Bernard Hopkins was a different kind of animal. Bernard Hopkins never really had the kind of tough fights like Manny's had. So
Joel Diaz, a veteran trainer with deep insight, has been unusually blunt. He believes Manny Pacquiao shouldn't be returning, and in his view, Barrios holds the edge. Diaz points out that the physical demands of a 12-round fight will favor the younger, fresher champion. He argues that Barrios' strength and conditioning could wear down the 46-year-old Pacquiao, and that the fight will likely unfold in Barrios' favor, whether through sustained pressure or a late surge. While he respects Pacquiao's legendary boxing brain, Diaz warns that ring rust and age-related decline are real and could be decisive factors. In his estimation, Barrios is positioned to outwork and outlast Pacquiao in this clash.
Manny Barrios is younger. He's younger. He's big. He's a big boy. I mean, he still has a little bit more youth in him than Manny. Manny, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Barrios is probably same size as Margarito.
I think so, like 5'10", 5'11".
Around there, yeah. And Manny at this age, he shouldn't be fighting. In my opinion, I respect the man a lot. He gave the sport of boxing his life. He gave us great moments, great memories.
In a recent interview, Greg Hackett expressed concerns about the matchup, suggesting that Pacquiao, despite his legendary status, might be overestimating his current capabilities. He emphasized the challenges Pacquiao would face against a younger and active fighter like Barrios, highlighting the potential risks involved. Hackett's insights reflect a broader concern within the boxing community about aging fighters returning to the ring against formidable opponents. His comments serve as a cautionary perspective on the bout, urging careful consideration of the implications for Pacquiao's legacy and health.
Not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like on some like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang. So, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I would love something like that, and that's a fight you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans are going to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is, Manny Pacquiao has a diehard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia acknowledges Pacquiao's incredible legacy but voices concern over the physical challenges aging athletes face. Garcia warns that the body can betray even the greatest champions as time advances, especially against younger, stronger opponents.
Retirement.
Well, Pacquiao's a big name, and obviously Barrios a great fight for Barrios because he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, I just the name obviously, but I really believe that Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little. I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for I'm just 4 years older, 3-4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're going to get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in your 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. That he should have that power. Barrios is big and a strong boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. But I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition where against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on, at that age, after like a few years, I don't know how many years he's been out.
Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas has examined Barrios' physical stature and background, raising the point that Barrios moved up in weight rather than being a natural welterweight. This could mean that his apparent size advantage might be somewhat illusory, potentially leveling the playing field against Pacquiao. Atlas's perspective suggests that the fight could be more balanced than many initially believe, making it a competitive and intriguing contest rather than a straightforward mismatch.
Not naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight. And of course, we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God, I don't even know when he first turned pro. You would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean he was
108 pounds, right?
Yeah, jockeys are about 105 pounds, I think, somewhere around that neighborhood. I mean, can you imagine him though going to the whip? He might have killed the horse. That's the only thing. Yeah, you would have had Petter. What is it called? Peter, whatever. Peter, you would have had Peter coming after you. Look what he did to this horse. But look, I love Pacquiao. One of my favorite people. One of my favorite fighters in the whole world. He's moved up from incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up. Incredible. Just incredible. But now, yeah, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active, who I know you can't go by this guy beat this guy, but he could beat that guy, but he could beat this guy. But you can't go by that in my business, in this business, because styles make fights. But you're right. He beat Ugas. You could say Ugas was a little older than when he fought him a little bit, than when Pacquiao fought him. And maybe that made a difference, whatever. But he did take a lot of punishment, Pacquiao, in the Ugas fight. I thought that Pacquiao, for his age,
despite Mario Barrios' size advantage, standing a full 16 years younger with significant height and reach over 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, many seasoned professionals still believe Pacquiao deserves the benefit of the doubt. Nonito Donaire, fellow Filipino champion, trusts Pacquiao's skill set and ring IQ. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. He knows how to fight, how to win. Justin Fortune, Pacquiao's strength coach, insists the legend looks the same as he did 6 or 7 years ago and envisions a stoppage. Juan Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao's former rival, argues his power is the last thing a fighter loses, urging respect for his potential. In the eyes of these experts, Pacquiao's enduring speed, experience, and punching power mean he cannot be counted out, even against a larger, younger opponent.
Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring against a young fighter, champion WBC, Mario Barrios. How do you see that fight playing out?
Barrios is a tall guy, and he's a tough guy. You know, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because Pacquiao is a champion, the holder of the records of 8 divisions, and he knows how to fight, he knows how to win, so you always got to give it that opportunity for him to show up. And now whoever shows up in that ring, whether it's a desire to win or just try to be there, that's a question that we have to see. But I believe that he has the ability to do something to win the fight against Barrios.
Do you believe Manny's veteran footwork and combination speed will offset Mario's physical advantages? Or is this a night where Barrios' youth and reach simply cry for a knockout? Drop your thoughts below.